Okay, this is one of my favourite radios of all time, and they just were very unique in so many different ways, and I've owned this radio for a very, very long time. This is Super Bengal Mark II, and it's not pleasing me that this is going out the door, and it is such an original chassis. It is really clean. I've taken the cover off. Actually, I wanted to show you inside it. It is just so incredibly standard, and I mean that in a very nice, positive way. As you can see, just absolutely beautiful in all respects. It is just clean, and it's the reason it's been in my collection for so long. And I know we all make big statements about, never going to sell, but anyway, what we'll do, now that you've had a chance to see inside it, I'm going to put the cover back on, but I did want you to see just exactly how clean this thing is. And just so you know, I've set up the oscillators, and it is perfectly on frequency. Well, it's just a tad off actually. It's been sitting around on the museum shelf for a while. Just on lower sideband was a little bit off. No big deal. And this is being tuned for peak receiver performance, and I think I did a couple of cap replacements on it many years ago, but anyway. So one of my bits of history is going out the door. Let's put some covers back on it and show you how well it works. Okay, well, there was a little bit of a break in this video because Sam offered me the most incredible hamburger, so I left my camera on pause. I thought I was going to lose the start of this video, but no, walked out back in here, all working, so that is good. Okay, so where did we get to? That's right, we put the case back on. As you can see, beautiful cases on this. Really is in very nice condition, this Bengal Mark II. And 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2, nice power output. 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah, sounding good. And let's just go up a sideband. Where am I at? I'm going to get this radio closer. I'm always reaching over to it. 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yep, all good. And I don't think it had a slide. Hang on. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. No slide in it. That's okay. That's probably preferable. I was pretty sure we kept this one very, very standard, to be honest. And yeah, it's just a beautiful radio. Whoever gets it, hopefully you've somebody who's basically got a Super Bengal Mark I and a Mark III and need the Mark II to finish off, and this should be the one to certainly do that with. And I haven't actually given this a clean yet from the museum shelf. I mean, when you start sort of looking at, there is definitely a little bit of dust in some areas here that need a bit of me just being a little bit more attentive. Let's throw some signal into it. Let's have a look here. Where are we? Hang on, just let me fix a couple of things. Helps if I put the analyzer on the right frequency, no question. All right, so let's take that down a bit and adjust that. Hearing beautifully at 0.5 of a microvolt, which is sort of where we want it to be honest. No, that's hearing very nice. Let's just check its signal meters. Beautiful. Yeah. All right, good. Actually, one of the better calibrated meters I've seen for a long time. And again, let's just have a look at that power output. Should be around about standard 1 2. Hello 1 2. Hello. Yeah, just 12 volts. Hello. Test. Yep. All looking nice. 1 2 3 4 5. And actually, the bird meter over there agrees on the bottom scale there. Hello, just over about 12 watts. So yeah, that's all good. And look, the Super Bengal Mark II Look, not everybody loved the chassis. A bit of dust there. I found that once you got to know them, I think that was really the key. You had to get to know. I obviously spent a fair bit of time at Jensen Electronics on Prospect Road, Prospect, with Steen Jensen heading up the crew there, and I learnt a lot about these with my business partner, Dave Green, and Noel Bernstein. To be fair, actually, Noel was from New Zealand. He was the first tech that I worked under. And the beloved Mitch Hamilton, who unfortunately passed away some years back, VK5 AZN, great mate of mine, taught me a lot, very much on RF techniques and certainly things to do with how RF actually works from point A to point B and what it does. And I'll just get back to the lower sideband on that one there. There we go. By the way, this little thing here, I know I carry on about it. It's a $400 little, radio that's amazing. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Look, just for doing little off-air tests, etc., and listening and etc., etc. I mean, I know I can't use it on 27 megs as a radio legally, all that stuff, and I don't intend to. I mean, it's all of 10 or 20 watts or something. I think 20 watts on the G90s. Not to mention, anybody like to state when they last heard me on 27 megs, you don't hear me a lot on there. I'm normally doing a test or something maybe, but that's about it. Voice blanker on these actually worked quite well, and there was a number of chassis that used what was inside the Super Bengal Mark II, and people are quite amazed when they find out that some of the mobiles, and some of them you pick it up because they actually did use the same push button switches or some things that really gave it away. These were also marketed under the name of Grandstand over in the UK. They came out, I've even got an FM version of it, just FM only version of one of these. I've got another Bengal Mark II sitting out there, which is a South African version. Now, was that called a Bengal Mark II in South Africa? Or, yeah, that might have even been something different too. No, need to check that one. I must be very honest with you. But this is the traditional one that, well, I'll show you. This is sort of what we call the money shot in regards to import versus Australian delivered. And these were delivered by Atari Electronics, and as you can see, came with their telecom approval back in those days, so that was their type approval, etc., etc. And fairly basic on the rear, really, extension speaker, PA. They chose to do like a wired extension speaker, which was sort of interesting. The other thing too is that it is a 240 volt version. Well, you're not going to really see that very well with the darkness there. Oh, maybe, but there you go. So, as you can see, look, nice case. I only have one in this very original condition. Obviously, the South African one I've got came out in a 11 or 12 channel, 9 channel. Oh, I always forget. South Africa. Sorry, David. And I've got the FM one out of the UK, which has a 40 channel switch. And my intention was with those to do the changeover but I don't think I'm going to get time. So I'm probably going to sell this one as one separate item, but don't be surprised that I then put out an offer to sell relatively cheap the the other two radios, of which you basically would be swapping over and converting to a 40 channel. So you'd be taking the 40 channel switch and using it to from the UK version to put into the South African version, converting it from, I'm sure it's 9 channels. I don't know why I keep forgetting that, but anyway, David, put a comment in there and tell me, why am I having trouble with, is it dementia or, I don't know. Anyway, beautiful radio, and you know what, The bands are terrible at the moment. I'm going to run an antenna to it. Just give me a second. Well, there's a little bit more happening than I thought.
Western Australia, how you copy over?
Now I'm running 12 watts of power. I'm not running any amplifiers. As you'll see, this amplifier is not even clicking in, just to be very, very obvious. It's actually getting about 16 watts, to be very honest. Just have a look at that. Okay, anybody out there tell us we're getting out? This is JDW229. I'm located in Tangambulanga, northeast Victoria, and we're just doing a video on a Super Bengal MK II 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 test. Anybody out there hearing us at all?
Security Oak, Whiskey Alpha 122 mobile stationary, Kalgoorlie, WA, calling.
Whiskey Alpha 122, do you copy 229 in Victoria? Yeah, not a problem. Look, thank you. No, just running 12 watts of power, a little bit over that, but thank you very much for the contact. Have a good one. Happy Easter. 73s, buddy. All the best. Anybody else hearing us over here in Tangambulanga, northeast Victoria? This is Brenton, normally VK3 Charlie Mike. You hear me on amateur radio, of course, but JDW229, Jack Daniels Whiskey 229, when we're having a play on CB radio using a Super Bengal MK II, just having a bit of a play with one that's going to be up for sale and doing a video. So if you can hear us, love to hear the report. Go ahead.
Super Bengal MK II, you're 10 kcs off. I turn mine back 10 kcs.
10 kcs. Okay, no worries. Thank you very much for that. 10 kcs would be a fair bit. All right, look, excuse me, but thank you very much. Much appreciated. Have a great day. All right, CB radio, you are always going to get the odd person who doesn't quite understand and has different interpretations of things. And I'm not saying there's a bit happening there. Let's have a look at the AM. Bit of US stuff. What about Channel 11? Oh boy. All those people that can't hear us in Hawaii, this is JDW229. You're never going to hear us on 4 watts, but it's worth having a go. JDW229 in Australia, Victoria, Australia. Anybody hearing us? You never know. Sometimes conditions can be absolutely amazing and you get a fluke contact, but I'm just running very low power off a piece of wire at the moment. Very doubtful. And I sort of expected that. Let's go up to channel 16. I wonder if anyone uses 16 anymore. Hey, yeah, this is JDW229 in Jack Daniels Whiskey 229. I'm in Tangambulanga, northeast Victoria. What about it? Does anybody still use channel 16? We're doing a video, and that's the question for Easter Saturday. Does anybody still use channel 16? Can anybody hear us on channel 16? Well, that's a bit ominous, isn't it? Anybody out there hearing us on channel 16, lower sideband, the old call channel back in the old days? This is JDW229, northeast Victoria. All right, well, let's put that to bed as either, if people do, they're just not hearing me because of the low power and substandard antenna. I'm actually, sorry, I said I was on a wire, but I'm actually tuning a 40 meter antenna. Geez, I did have, I'm trying to remember now, let me have a look. I don't know if we plugged this in or not. Oh, that sounds a bit too quiet. That sounds too quiet. Let me just put AM, does it tune? Oh, it's a shocking SWR, does it tune though? No, whatever that antenna is, it's not looking good. It's struggling. Oh, I got there. Alright, well, Let's see, I think it's a station master cut for 10 metres, I think. JDW229 testing on channel 16. I think on a station master now. Anybody hearing us? Let's go to channel 35 and see what the difference is with what we hear. Now I may need to just quickly retune. No, that's fine. JDW229 just on a station master, I think it's on a station master. I'm going to find out in a second. Anybody hearing us? Way too quiet. That antenna is not a station master. Whatever it is, I can't remember what we plugged in there. Oh, look at that. I plugged straight back in there. Just on the... I just got to retune the 40 metre dipole. There we go. Okay, guys. Test. Anybody hearing us at all?
Got time to put the old piano lounge music on, and because everybody's in the room there. We're getting in the groove, we get the alcohol going.
Yeah, you need a bigger antenna, mate.
There's a little bit of activity out there. Channel 38 in the US. Super Bowl, very quiet. Channel 6. Channel 11. Last try on channel 16. Anybody still using channel 16? You never know. Test. I think 16's been retired, but let's just see. We'll go slowly through here. We'll also check the digits on this and make sure they're all working. Okay. The other thing we check on these is the clock. I want to make sure the clock digits, that there's no digits missing on it.
46, down there, Sydney, Pete, go.
Someone from Sydney. Yep, clock digits are looking perfect. So good. That is good. Oh, I see.
666, Pete down there, Sydney, go.
866, you're copying 229. Triple six, 229. Wonder if you copy. He's probably got so many stations calling in. Bit of US in there for sure. Here's the tone. As you can see, it's quite a useful tone, this one. As I said, great receiver on these things, great transmitter. Look, I think great radio for what they do. They really are. I just keep thinking, AM can amaze you. I wonder on the beam, where am I pointed at the moment? 65 degrees. If I go to the... No, not a chance. Just go to bypass. I, of course, I've set up for 20 metres before. But no. Unfortunately, my beam's set up for right up in the 10 metres, right up to the top of 10 metres. And that is why 27 megs, it's never going to work very well there. And tuning the horizontal dipole for 40 metres, believe it or not, works better. Crazy, isn't it? Anyway, I won't carry on. Giving you an idea that it actually works. If you're chasing a Super Bengal Mark II in absolutely pristine condition, I would suggest you contact us, because they don't come up very often. They are not a cheap radio. I'm not going to kid you. We'll release some pricing, etc. But like some of the other museum examples we've been selling, everyone keeps coming back to me and saying, look, it's not the cheapest. By the same token, we can't find the quality anywhere else, you know, sort of for what you're selling. And look, often we've bought entire museums to get this equipment, so, you know, it hasn't been a cheap process. But it's not about the money. Money I've got. Look, if you're a serious buyer and, you know, tell me about your circumstances, I'll try and help, absolutely. I'm not here just to, you know, to make money here. You'd be surprised. A lot of them I've sold way under what they've owed me. But I've had my fun. I've had a great time with them. But it is time to move on, and it's time my life's going a different direction. A lot of you know I'm spending hundreds and hundreds of thousands on various cars that make this hobby look pretty cheap. Actually, my wife said to me, go back to radio. It was cheaper. She's right. But I'll never leave radio. You'll always see the likes of 7850s and 7800s, and over there 7610s and 775s. I own a few of those, to be honest. But you know, look, I can't help it. It's in the blood. Some of my stuff will, you know, when I die, you'll get it at auction, I'm sure. But for now, we're just clearing out a lot of the CB stuff, and some of the CB stuff is just absolutely beautiful. Really is. All right. Email Brenton at posnav.com.au, Brenton at posnav for Victor.com.au. And if not, you can always PM me on Facebook. You can also SMS me on 0418 844 700. That'll also work on WhatsApp, etc., etc. To our overseas buyers, just remember this is a 240 volt version, so excuse me, you know, that needs to be a consideration. This is an Australian delivered 240 volt version, and if I was to be very honest, I'd prefer this one stay in Australia. By the same token, I am not going to be prejudiced by somebody buying overseas in the fact that we need to move the stock, so, you know, that's going to be the way to go. All right, test. Yep, it's all right. Just having a play with them in the SWR there. 229 testing. Yep, that's correct. SWR working correctly. That's all right. Just having a now I'm really playing around. All right, guys. Lovely radio. Drop us a note if you're interested. I guarantee you won't see one this clean in the short term anywhere. And we got a lot more radios coming up, equally as clean, equally as rare, and hopefully you know, we can help you out with whatever it is that you might be chasing. Every radio is sold as is. Every radio is sold basically as demonstrated, and hopefully, you know, it's something that can make you happy and put in your collection as you build. A lot of you are building some incredible collections. I get photos, and thank you. Often people will send me, especially from the US, we get probably 25 to 30% of our customers are from the US these days, and really appreciate some of the shack photos and what you guys are up to. Sometimes I spot something that I go, oh, hang on, no, we didn't get that out here. That's a bit different. And the bit of me that should be selling suddenly wants to buy one. So that is a problem. That is a real problem. All right, 7.3s, VK3 Charlie Mike, or as you heard on here, I have an old Jack Daniels whiskey called 229 from back when I was a very young teenager. And that was given to me by JDW 26 Jeff back in the day. And we were DXs. We even owned beams you weren't allowed to own in Australia. Yep, and you're hearing that right. To my overseas YouTube subscribers, that's right. It was illegal to run a beam. Oh, it's crazy. All right, guys, 73s. Please subscribe. If you could hit the like button, and if you could share this, and let's get this radio sold to somebody that deserves to own a Super Bengal Mark II. All the best, guys. 73s. VK3 Charlie Mike, Tangambulanga, Northeast Victoria. Bye-bye.